Alright, so obviously man's back with another video. I feel like I haven't recorded in a bit actually, to be honest with you. But yeah, now today we got another one. We got Will Smith, retro Will Smith though. None of that modern Will Smith, and I don't know what he's been doing recently, but he's not the Will Smith that I remember, not the one I admired. So we got a bit of a retro video here. I think it's just titled literally Will Smith shares his secrets of success. So yeah, I think this one should be a fun one. Let's just get straight into it, to be honest.
And I want to share it.
Share his wisdom on life.
I love living. I think that's infectious. It's something that you can't fake.
So I love living.
Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple.
I don't mean to pause it so early, but yeah, that's a good point. I feel like a lot of people don't really recognize that. Like, they feel as though greatness is some non-human, like, special ability handed down to you from God or something like that. But whole time greatness is just like everybody can be great. It's just some people want it a lot more than others, and you can clearly tell just by people's actions on a day-to-day basis. Like, you can tell who wants to be great, who's not satisfied, who wants more, and who's just happy living a mediocre life, really and truly. But man, I miss this Will Smith, man. Why doesn't he speak facts like this no more, man?
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period. It's that simple.
I know who I am, and I know what I believe.
I know who I am, I know what I believe.
That's all I need to know.
And that's all I need to know. So, and I'm willing to die for it. It exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
Yeah.
Period. It's that simple.
I know who I am, and I know what I believe.
I know who I am, I know what I believe.
That's all I need to know.
And that's all I need to know. So from there, you do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I think what happens is we make the situation more complex than it has to be.
Because we're looking for complexity. There's got to be something complex to understand.
It can't be that easy.
No.
It can't be that easy, yeah. It can't be some kind of, you know,
We didn't grow up
it's
with the sense
some
that
inhumane
where we
thing.
were was where we were going to be. You know, we grew up with the sense that where we were almost didn't matter because
we were becoming
something greater.
There's no shortcuts of success. Yeah, no, that's big facts. I mean, everybody's always trying to find the quickest way to make money, quickest way to, you know, be the best version of yourself, quickest way to do this, quickest way to do that. But the honest answer and the short answer is there is no shortcut. Like, literally, there is no shortcut. Like, if you really want to be great, you have to sacrifice, man. You have to make sacrifices. Like, you have to, you know, give up shows that you love watching. You have to give up foods that you love eating. Like, there always has to be some kind of sacrifice. Like, the universe isn't, or God, in my case, because I'm religious, but if you're not, the universe isn't just going to give you something that you don't deserve. So, you know.
The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, that want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. I've never really viewed myself as...
Facts. Now, what's that phrase where it's like something about, oh, you can be as talented as possible, but the person who works harder is always going to outdo you. And that's true. I mean, you're talented naturally, you're cocky, you're confident, you're thinking, yeah, cool, I'm going to be the best forever. But whole time, that person that's working is closing that gap, he's closing that gap. All it takes is 2-3 years and bang, next thing you know, you're on the same level. So you really can't get complacent. Even when you have the talent, you have to make sure you're putting in the work too.
Particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic.
Rate,
you know,
yeah,
while the
rate.
other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work
match
really
the
hard
talent
and
and the
dedicate
work rate
yourself to
together,
being
man.
better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die. It's really that simple.
Look at the conviction when he speaks, though. Like, you can tell my man really means it. But what they're saying here, lay one brick at a time.
One summer, his dad tore down a brick wall on the front of his business and told 12-year-old Will and his 9-year-old brother to rebuild it, a job they said was impossible. It took them a year and a half, but they did it.
And he said, now don't you ever tell me it's something that you can't do. You don't try to build a wall.
Wow, that's some good fatherhood there. A little bit extreme, but hey, I see the lesson, though. Yeah. Like, you really just build on something day by day. Like, okay, you might not, in 6 months' time, you might not have it completed, but there will come a day when you get it completed. And when that day comes, you will realize, like, look, this thing that looked like an impossible task to begin with, it was very much possible. It's very much possible. Like we were just previously saying before, there was just no shortcuts. That's the only thing.
You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And you do that every single day.
And soon you have a wall.
And soon you have a wall.
Focus on making a difference.
You know, it's an idea that my grandmother always had, that, if you're going to be here, then there's a necessity to make a difference. She always instilled the responsibility, the spiritual responsibility that you have to make every group you come in contact with better.
I want to do good. I want the world to be better because I was here. I want my life.
That's a great mindset to have, though. It's just like, the time that you have down here on this earth obviously is not promised, you understand? So forget trying to make money, forget all this stuff. But if you can adopt that mindset of, look, I want to be able to, when I eventually pass away or my time comes on this earth, I can wholeheartedly say, like, look, I've made a difference, I've made a change, I've done this, I've done that, I have this to show for it, because I mean, that passion, that drive is going to translate to you doing something significant. And a lot of the time, if you're doing something significant, people are watching. If people are watching, you can monetize off it. You can make a name for yourself off it. So, yeah, that's a very interesting mindset to have. Trying to make a difference.
I want my work, my family, I want it to mean something. And it's like, it has, if you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. Like your life will become better by making other lives better.
Man, I miss this old Will, man. Where's this old Will now, man?
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create.
Okay. You have to believe.
The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
I hear a lot of people talk about that. Oh, plan B, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? But look, if you're gonna, if you want others to believe in you, you gotta believe in yourself first and foremost. I mean, you truly gotta believe it. You can't have any doubts, because if I see somebody, like, let's do a dream scenario. I'm in a little situation here. Let's just say there's an alleyway, right? And we wanna go hop this guy. We we want to punch him up here. There's me and there's 20 other of my guys, right? Cool. And we're trying to punch this guy up because he did whatever he did. Let's just say, you know, I would never do anything like this, but dream scenario, right? If this man genuinely looked at me and told me, like, look, the 20 of you lot, I'm going to take you lot today. Now, I know you're thinking, like, yeah, just going to look at him and laugh. But if I look in this man's eyes and he says that with so much conviction and he genuinely believes it in his heart, I'm going to almost not believe it, but I'm almost going to be like, oh, okay, he's so certain, he's so confident here. Is there something I don't know? Do you know what I mean? So, like, in order for, like, other people to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself first. Like, when they see that conviction, they'll start to understand, okay, like, maybe I can confide in this person too. Maybe I can put my belief in this person too.
I think that there's a certain delusional quality that all successful people
Oh, for sure. If you have to self-delude,
you have
honestly.
to believe that something different than what has happened for the last 50 million years of history. You have to believe that something different can
absolutely.
happen.
Confucius said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
Yeah, we all know about that one. I know about that one.
Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. Why would you be realistic? What's the point of being realistic?
Just put up a barrier.
Yeah,
it's almost like that whole sentence of, hey, be realistic. It's almost like a limiter. It's almost like a cap. When somebody tells you, hey, you can't do this, like you're not capable. Like, it's not realistic. It's almost like somebody's trying to put a cap on your capabilities. So if you can, like, take that cap off, it's almost like the possibilities are endless. Do you know what I mean? So that's actually an interesting one. I never thought about that until just now. Go and be realistic. Anytime somebody tells you that, it's almost like they're trying to put a cap or a limiter on what your capabilities are. So yeah, that's a very interesting one. The next time I need to take note of that now. Next time somebody tells me, "Oh, be realistic," what's their intentions here? Like, do you know what I mean? Well, that's definitely something I should probably not say to myself either, or nobody should say to themselves at all. If you're really trying to get somewhere with something, don't sit down and say to yourself, look, let me be realistic. No, don't be realistic. Like, if you really think you can do something, limits are gone. Remove your limits. Aim for the sky, like.
We're going to do it. It's done. It's already done. The second I decide it's done, it's already done. So now we just got to wait for y'all to see.
It's unrealistic to walk in a room and flip a switch and lights come on. That's unrealistic. Fortunately, Edison didn't think so. It's unrealistic to think you're going to bend a piece of metal and fly people over an ocean in that metal. That's unrealistic. But fortunately, the Wright brothers and others didn't believe that. And it just seems like such a ridiculous idea to me to embrace the idea that it's not going to happen. That's not real for that to happen. As soon as you say it, now you just made that real.
Thoughts become things. I've been saying it. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become things.
Our feelings, our dreams, our ideas are physical in the universe.
Absolutely.
That if we dream something, if we picture something, if we commit ourselves to it, that is a physical thrust towards realization that we can put into the universe.
Thoughts plus actions can genuinely become things. Telling you, they can translate into reality.
Situations are not something that are going to push us around. That we are going to bend the universe and command and demand that the universe become what we want it to be.
I study the patterns of the universe.
There's a redemptive power that making a choice has, you know, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just
take
decide.
It into your own hands.
And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff. You know.
There's a flow of the universe that I've grown to know just how to go with it.
You really gotta focus.
I realize that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. It takes such a
tunnel
desperate,
vision,
obsessive focus.
Tunnel vision. Yeah, a lot of people try and be a jack of all trades, and I've heard that phrase, and I think it is quite interesting because I can kind of throw myself in that category as well, trying to be good at multiple things at once. But you almost have to be. It's almost better to be a master of one thing than to be good at multiple things. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're a master, an absolute master at one thing, it's like you know for certain you have one thing down that you know in and out. If you're a jack of all trades, there's always someone better than you in whatever it is you're doing, and it's like you're putting so much energy into all these different things, but you're not great at any one specific thing. Like, I guess it can be a positive and a negative depending on how you look at it.
Focus. You really got to focus with all of your fiber and all of your heart and all of your creativity.
Okay, take your fears.
I'm motivated by fear.
Fear.
You know?
Fear of what?
Failure?
Fear of fear. I hate being scared to do something. And I think what developed
That's actually
in
interesting.
my early days was the attitude that I started attacking things that I was scared of.
Franklin Roosevelt said the only fear you have is fear itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I get a fear of fear. You're willing to die for the truth.
You can't be scared to die for the truth. The truth is the only thing that's ever going to be constant.
Protect the dream.
Don't ever let somebody tell you
Who doesn't know
you
this
can't
movie?
do something. Not even me. All right?
I think everybody knows this movie.
You got a
man.
dream. You got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it.
Projected on you. The whole time, that's not your destiny, though.
You want something, go get it. Period.
Facts. Okay, that's the end of the vid. But yeah, my overall thoughts, man, I really missed the retro Will Smith, man. Like, I don't know what type of people he had around him back then that had him so motivated, so driven, so focused. And then it's like you see him now, and he's almost like a shell of himself. But yeah, it's a shame, man. I still look up to the retro Will, to be honest. I still respect him a lot. Hopefully he can get back on the right path. But yeah, definitely some gems in this one for sure. Definitely some gems. But yeah, now what else?